Hi everybody, it's Christina Mascari from Pretty Distressed. In today's video, I'm gonna recreate one of my favorite looks, a natural wood look with a white stencil, but I'm not gonna be using paint. I'm actually gonna be using my Cricut Maker 3 and some white vinyl to get the same look. It's gonna be a lot sharper and you're gonna be able to remove it down the road if you change your mind. So if you wanna see this furniture makeover, just keep watching. My furniture makeover today is this cute little MCM end table that I got from a local reseller. This is going to be the perfect piece of furniture to do this natural wood and stencil look that you guys have seen me do on my channel before. I've done it with paint and I've done it with transfers. Today's video is sponsored by Cricut and I'm going to be using their Maker 3 and Smart Vinyl to create a stenciled look on this piece of furniture. That will be coming a little bit later in the video, but to start off, I am just assessing my piece, taking some inventory of, the little scuffs and dings it has. It's really not in bad shape for how old this piece is. It's probably from the 60s or the 70s. I really like the hardware, so I'm going to save that. The inside is looking a little dry, so we're going to need to do something there too, and I'm gonna have to fix this bracket, but everything is in working order. So I'm gonna start by removing this hardware and of course giving it a good cleaning to remove any dirt and grime that it may have. I'm cleaning it with a mild dish soap and some warm water. I'm going to rinse that with water and then dry everything off. Since I really like the color of the piece and it's not in terrible shape, I am going to use Restor-A-Finish just to rejuvenate the original color of this. This is a great product that has a bunch of different shades, so you just want to find the one that closest matches your piece, and for me that was cherry. So I'm just going to pour a little bit of this in a container and get a soft rag, and I'm just going to wipe it down over the entire piece with the grain. This has a little bit of stain in it and it's just going to rejuvenate the finish. It's a easy way to make this look a lot nicer instead of having to strip the entire thing back, restain it, re-shellac. It's kind of like foundation for your face if you think about it, but it's a little bit more of a permanent option. If you have deep scratches like this, you want to grab a really fine steel wool just to work the product into those areas a little bit more. You want to work in small sections with this and wipe back any excess immediately with a dry, clean cloth. This product is oil-based and flammable, so make sure you're reading all your safety instructions and wearing your PPE while using it. I used the Restor-A-Finish on the entire piece of furniture except the front doors because I'm going to be putting my vinyl on there and I don't want the finish to affect it adhering. If you put this on and let it cure for 30 days, you could totally put your vinyl over it, but I don't have time to do that and the doors look like they're in good shape, so I'm just going to leave those alone. This product needs 30 minutes to dry before I can seal it, so I'm going to hop over to my Cricut Maker 3 and start making my vinyl. If you have never seen a Cricut machine before, you are in for a treat because this little thing can do so many things. It can cut hundreds of materials, including everything from vinyl to leather. I have made so many projects with my Cricut here on my channel. I've made custom artwork, this cute little summer bar cart, lots of wearables with my logos, and my kids have gotten in the fun lately. My son just used it for his epic science project that he completed. We customized my daughter's competition dance bag, and then my little guy had the most epic 100th day of school t-shirt ever. One of my favorite things about the Maker 3 is that it works with smart materials, so you don't have to worry about putting your vinyl on a mat. It already comes ready to cut. I'm going to be using this removable white vinyl to get my no paint stencil look. Removable vinyl is durable, but it removes without residue, so it's perfect for wall transfers. So I thought it would be a great option for furniture because once you want to change up the look, you can remove it and replace it with something else. It's definitely less permanent than doing the paint or doing the transfer. I'm starting out my project in Design Space, which is Cricut's free software program that comes with every machine, and you can run it on your desktop or on your mobile. You can choose your designs and start cutting, and I'm also a member of Cricut Access, which is a subscription that's going to give you options for even more images and more projects. In the canvas view, I simply hit images and search the word patterns, and it came up with all these beautiful geometric shapes. This first one really caught my eye. I measured out my doors to get the correct length that I needed, adjusted the image on the canvas, and then I duplicated it 3 times and got ready to cut. And as I mentioned earlier, I'm using smart vinyl, so I'm gonna load this in and it's ready to cut. Once your machine confirms that you have enough vinyl to cut, it will flash the play button. You'll just push that and then your machine will start cutting. Another great feature of this Maker 3 is it can cut up to 12 feet of vinyl. It'll shoot out the back like this. Once the cutting is done, Design Space will prompt you to unload your material. You'll hit that flashing button and it's all done. This roll holder is a great add-on for this machine. It keeps your roll nice and tidy, and it also has a blade on it so you get a nice even cut. Now I cut 3 of the vinyl designs, but I'm only going to need 2, but 3 would fit across, so I made an extra just in case I made a mistake while I was weeding. This design took a long time to weed. It was very intricate, so if you're first starting out, you might want to use something a little simpler than this, but I have a bunch of practice at weeding and I actually find it really therapeutic. I just had to go very slowly to make sure I wasn't ripping any of the delicate cuts. Once I had both designs weeded, I grabbed some transfer tape and cut that to size. Once my transfer tape was in place, I used my scraper to burnish the vinyl to the transfer tape. The transfer tape keeps your design in place and it helps you not to touch the sticky side of your transfer and compromise it when you are applying it to your furniture. I repeated all these steps for my second set of vinyl. I already prepped my doors by cleaning them, so I'm ready to adhere my vinyl to my furniture, so I'm just marking where I want it to go. I'm going to place it on my furniture, being very careful not to touch the back of the vinyl, and then I'm going to burnish it with my scraper. Once the vinyl is adhered to my furniture, I'm just pulling back that transfer tape at an angle slowly, making sure that my vinyl is sticking. If I see any spots that are peeling up, I can always go back in and burnish those a little bit more. My first one ended being a little bit crooked, so I decided to get the level out for my second one. Learn from my mistake, just start out with the level. I used a little razor blade to cut out the hardware holes so that I didn't pull or stretch my vinyl when I put my hardware back on. And now that it's been 30 minutes, I'm going to seal the piece. I'm going to be using Lily Moon Paint Furniture Balm. This has beeswax, hemp seed oil, and food grade mineral oil in it, which is the same components in the sealer that Howard recommends. And I had this and it smells beautiful. This is going to seal the piece up and protect it after it cures up after 30 days. I'm just applying it with this Wise Owl brush. It's going to rejuvenate the wood, it makes it smell beautiful, and it's also going to protect it. I am keeping this away from my vinyl. I don't want this touching the vinyl in any way. So I'm just hitting up the wood. A little bit of this goes a long way. can't forget to fix this little bracket, so I just grabbed a screw and put this back in. And while I was in there, the inside is looking really dry, so I'm gonna hit this up with the furniture balm as well. Look how it just rejuvenates the wood. I didn't use the Howard Restor-A-Finish in here. All this needed was a little bit of touch up with this balm. I'm gonna let this set for about 30 minutes before I come in and wipe my excess. So in the meantime, I'm gonna clean my hardware with a little vinegar bath by putting some vinegar on the stove, putting my hardware in there and giving it a boil for 3 minutes. This is a great trick for rejuvenating old hardware. You're just gonna remove it after those 3 minutes and let it cool down completely before we buff it up. So now that it's been 30 minutes, I'm gonna hop back to my piece with a clean, dry, lint-free cloth and wipe back any excess furniture balm. Be careful with your piece while it cures over the next 30 days, but this will give you a nice protective finish. Now that my hardware is cooled down, I am grabbing a clean, fine steel wool pad and I'm just going to buff all that grime off. And look at that difference, so much cleaner. It still has a little bit of worn patina on it, but I'm liking that look. Okay, we're in the home stretch. Let's get this hardware back on this piece. Just to remind you, here's what we started off with, and here it is now. I love this custom vinyl no paint stencil. It was really easy to put on. It looks nice and crisp and clean. And the best part is when you get sick of this style or if somebody didn't like it, they can just remove it with no harm to the piece. The Restor-A-Finish was a easy and quick way to make this thing look new again. I definitely think this is a beginner friendly project. Thanks so much for joining me for today's video. I will be back next week with another project. Thanks for being here, you guys, and I will see you next time.